Welcome to another Blue Monday and another crazy 2 minutes at Goodison Park. And once again, the Blues are undone. This time, not really much of their own doing. Are you over it yet? Still livid?
I wasn't that livid, really. I mean, if you haven't listened to the post-match yet, by the way, go and listen to that.
Oh, Mike the Ash is next level.
Yeah, you know, somebody who's relatively calm and quite analytical in his opinions just loses the plot of Sigurdsson and the referee. And
he's swearing like a Tarantino movie, isn't he?
Yeah. It probably needed like 2 or 3 little explicit marks on that.
Yeah, but, I think so.
I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one, really. Like I've got no issues really with the offside decision, which I'm sure some people will kick on about. But I think it's a definite penalty. That's the one that annoys me. And I think in the ground and in the pub afterwards and recording the post-match, I didn't really get a sense of how much of a penalty it was. And then you watch it again when you get home and you think, well, that should have been picked up on. So that was the most annoying thing for me, that and the fact that Sigurdsson should score. But you know, I'm sort of in the strip it back phase where it's like, you know, it was really shit what happened. But Everton played alright second half, seems to be going in the right direction. I'm probably quite unlucky not to have 4 points from the last 6 games.
Oh, definitely.
They've only got 1.
Yeah, really unlucky. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you know, that's the statistic that counts, that we got 1 point out the last 6. But you've got to take the positives from this. I think the first half, after the first 10 minutes, when we battered them, we kind of took our foot off a bit and just couldn't get, similar to what happened at Arsenal really, we seemed to lose control of the game for no real reason. And I think they controlled the whole of the first half then, and I think the goal, although it was terrible again from Pickford, but that's a conversation for another time.
Well, we put that up in the post-match as well, just going to keep putting it off.
Just keep not talking about it.
Never talk about it,
you know, it was inevitable. I think they were going to score. They were always going to score in that first half. It's a shame that it took like a mistake from the keeper to do that, but also a mistake from the outfield players, like playing. I don't know where the short corner thing, the short goal kick thing came from, but they quickly jibbed it off after that, didn't they? Just
on the control thing, do you think that's just the product of the system we're playing at the moment? And not, I think if you're going to control games, if you're going to properly control games when you play 4-4-2, you need probably 2 elite central midfielders, and lads probably in the wide areas as well who are resourceful with the ball and how they use it. So you need probably like a Gomez, a Anova who's cutting the ball, and probably someone like Bernard to sort of make that free and actually have people who are good on the ball. Because I think Walcott wasteful with it, Sigurdsson's been wasteful with it, and the front 2 are always trying to be positive and direct, and ultimately will lose the ball sometimes. I think that's just maybe it's one of the payoffs, isn't it, of the system. I think the chance Calvert-Lewin has after he scores, that doesn't really happen unless you're playing 2 up front. No. You know, otherwise he's going to be isolated, there's not another man taking the other defender away. So it's sort of one of those give and take situations, and I think it's probably just a case of, for now, the front 2's working, let's focus on that. Yeah. But you're going to have offsets in regards to the midfield, and the midfield is a big issue at the moment, unfortunately.
And I think if we're going to try and play out from the back, from goal kicks and free kicks like that, you need to have players who are confident with one-touch football. Yeah. And our players aren't. Yeah, so it's you do need really, really good players who can do that really tight, intricate passing and short, like closed down spaces. So
I was disappointed with that, because at that point in the game they were well on top, and it just felt like a situation where, you know, Sidibe had just come on the pitch. They had a few chances. Matic hits the bar, doesn't he? And you know, they flash a few into the box and that sort of thing. But it felt like a time to just sort of go, you know, clear out, get your shape. I'm not blaming Pickford for that bit, you know, he should save the shot, but because it does come from the manager. But maybe there you need either one of your leaders at the back, someone like Keane, or, you know, maybe Pickford or Holgate to voice or base, just say, let's just get our shape back, try and win a free kick high up the pitch, and just take the sting out of this a little bit. To do that, it just, you know, they were pressing hard, they were winning it back, and it just invited them on a little bit. So, yeah, it was quite disappointing, really. It was. Just game management, wasn't it?
It was, which has been a problem for a long time, hasn't it, with us? And I think this is where we need the better players on the pitch to sort of, as you say, get a grip of the game and stuff. Just to go back to that last couple of minutes before we move on to the clickbait part of the show. For me, the way the offside rule is now, there is room for interpretation. So on the face of it, Sigurdsson was offside because he's in an offside position, but it goes into phases of play, and that shot was hit across the goalie, not towards Sigurdsson. Okay. It's narrow margins. But basically, if you play a pass across the box and the player's there, he's not offside if it's going over there. It clips Luke Shaw. I don't know if you noticed, before Maguire. Oh, okay. So it takes a tiny deflection off Luke Shaw, then hits Harry Maguire, then goes in. So it enters. it's so wanky this, and I hate it, but it enters phases of play.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, everyone's got to disagree on this. Everyone's got their own opinion on it. But for me, he wasn't offside because of the intricacies of the offside rule. When it used to be basically, if you're stood there, you're offside, and that's really how it should be, because it cuts out all this error. The thing that annoys me is, and it's been the case with offside and VAR this whole season, it's like they're desperate to chalk off goals. When it was always give the advantage to the attacking team because you want to see goals. Ultimately, this season it's progressed and gone, oh, how can we rule that goal out? And how can we sort of like rub that one off? Yeah. And it's
it was just on the moment itself. It was just horrible. Like you sort of get the sense that from now, and I remember saying this on a show ages ago, that eventually everyone is going to get stung like this.
Yeah.
Where your team, if you're a Red watching this, if you're supporting Man United watching this, you will score a last minute goal like that at some point in the next few seasons, and it'll be chalked out like that, and you will never ever celebrate a goal in those circumstances again with the same vigour, the same passion, and the same thing that makes last minute goals the absolute best thing in football. You'll need to score a goal like the one we scored at Watford, where there is no possible way whatsoever that it can be disallowed, or with the one like Fernandes scored yesterday, where it's got to be 25 yards out. But if there's a little bobble in the box, if there's a scramble, if someone's putting a cross in, if someone's playing a ball through the lines, you're never gonna fully go for it. I don't think, because you'll always be thinking, remember last time when Dom scored, and he went, because no one wants to look like a dickhead, do they? No one wants to feel like a dickhead in the ground. So I think that was the most disappointing thing for me. On the offside, I think I saw David Priest, who we spoke to recently about Jordan Pickford, saying that even though Sigurdsson isn't blocking his line of sight, if you're a goalkeeper and something is that close in your peripheral vision, I know everyone's done the jokes about the coffee cups and the things in front of the telly saying I can't work today because view's obstructed, but he effectively made the point that if it's in your peripheral vision, that influences you as a goalkeeper. I don't think he would have got to it, but I don't think the rules take that. I've got a provision for that. I don't think it really matters in regards to the rules. I just think it's if the ball's going towards goal and he's in front of the goalkeeper, then it should be disallowed. But like I said, I'm the one that annoys me more is the penalty, because
it's a clear pen, isn't it?
It's mad that there's this rule in footy where you can effectively do whatever you want after if you're a defender and you slide in and take out a striker, as long as he's had a shot at goal, you're fine.
Well,
could you go and punch him in the head? Is that allowed? Yeah.
Well, if you can take him out like that, well, clearly you can. To go back on that point there, I remember when we got beat 2-1 at Anfield in the cup. When Van Dijk scored, they scored off a penalty first. Their first goal. Mane actually got a shot away. It went wide, and the play was pulled back for the penalty on Lallana. Yeah. So it's like it's not. I don't know if that's a rule or what. The advantage has been given.
Apparently, it was looked at, wasn't it?
There's no way it was.
But,
was there?
I think it was Adam Jones from the Echoes. He wrote a piece yesterday saying he'd gone to the Premier League straight away and said, what's the deal with that? And he effectively said something was looked at and they didn't think it was a penalty.
I think they've completely missed it. I don't even think they've looked at that.
It's mad. I think obviously to disallow anything that goes on with VAR, to disallow a goal or to give a red card is a big thing in a football match.
Yeah.
But when it's the last kick of a ball, you should, I think the on-field decision should, for me, always be sacrosanct in that sense. When you're going to rule out a goal that's been awarded on the pitch, you should go through every little thing. And I said this on the post, but you should have started off with, Bernard's passing to Richarlison. Yeah. Is Richarlison offside? Yes or no? Sigurdsson's shot, is he fouled? Yes or no? And then if the answer to, or maybe you go, obviously you'd start the other way, wouldn't you? You'd say, is it a goal first and foremost?
Yeah.
And you say, is it a goal?
And work backwards from there.
And you go backwards, don't you? To not get to that point where you're seeing a player slide in like that and take him out, it's mad. He still should score.
Yeah, well, he should do. He should score, and he should get up as well.
People have been very angry about him not getting up. Although I did watch that moment back again today, and Richarlison's having a big sulk as well about things. He's not sat on the floor, but I think he's done great. I need to set it up for Sigurdsson. Yeah. And he hits it straight to the keeper. He's fuming, just flinging his arms around and not looking at the play. But it should have been a penalty. Should have scored.
I think you make a good point about the on-field decision being the decision that counts. And in that case, why doesn't he go and look at the monitor? Why does he take the word of a video referee instead of saying, do you know what, this is a massive decision, I'll go and have a look at it myself?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Is it arrogance?
I think it's the director, isn't it? Has it happened yet? I think it's
I think one referee's gone to have a look at the
Was that in the cup though?
It may have been, yeah.
I don't know if it's happened in the Premier League. People watch it, it tells different. I don't know if it's happened in the Premier League or not yet.
But it does seem ridiculous that you would
it's like
trust the
last thing in
judgment
the
of another
football match.
referee
Yeah.
and not just think, you know what, I'm going, especially if it's fucking John Moss.
Yeah.
Christ. I said this on the preview. I said the thing we've
saw
got to
this,
watch out for
yeah.
is John Moss is the VAR ref.
Yeah.
Just call me Nostradamus.
Mr. Roberts. But, especially with the last thing that's happened in the football match as well. Like, it's not like everyone's like, come on, let's get on with the game. It's like, if this doesn't get given, it's game over. It's game over. So.
And this is where the conspiracy theories can come in. Now, I'm not one for it being a rigged system because it just makes you sound mad. But
despite the title of this video.
I just want people to click it. I don't even care if you're still watching, don't worry about it.
We're going to start clickbaiting now.
That's where we're at. That's where I'm at anyway. So if you look at some stats from this season, so Everton famously have not had a penalty this season, even though there's been several occasions where they should have done. United have had 10.
In the Premier League?
Yeah.
Wow.
So top 6 teams this season, there's been 32 penalties awarded between them. The other 12, there's been 30. So the top 6 have had more than anyone put together.
Yeah.
What's bad, that, isn't it?
I give it a rocket.
Everton and Newcastle haven't had one.
Bloody hell.
So 2 teams haven't had a single penalty, and the top 6 have had more than all the others put together.
And you can think of ones at the top of your head, which probably should have been given. You know,
Brighton.
Charleston at Brighton, dragged down. Tottenham could have had 2.
It was a Brighton Rome as well.
Yeah, it wasn't it? Yeah, where Walcott gets dragged back. There's been loads. Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, it's hard to like not come to the conclusion that they're pick and choosing the decisions.
Yeah.
And the way the system is, it leaves it wide open to that sort of criticism, because if you take yesterday's game as an example, we go to within 2 points of Man United, and then it keeps that race really close.
Yeah.
As things stand, we're 5 points behind them, and we're still 8 behind Chelsea now. So it sort of knocks us out the equation a bit. And they're getting their established teams making up that top. I mean, it makes me sound ridiculous, and I don't really believe it. But you can see why people would jump on it and say it was just match fixing, isn't it?
It's people say it's Man United as well, don't they? You know, regardless of the state they're in currently, despite the fact they're playing well at the moment, it's still awarding a goal against Manchester United in the last minute of a game that's controversial. And you know, there might still be some of that inbuilt bias there. I just think it's ineptness really for me more than anything. You know, not to spot that penalty being given is a mad one for me. That is really bizarre. You know, I don't know enough about the offside rule or the goalkeeping aspect of it to really say with any certainty whether that offside should have been given or not. I don't think he would have saved it.
He wouldn't have saved it, no way. He'd taken that step.
Yeah. But the referee's awful, you know. I think it was sorry about the noise there. A few interesting ones, haven't we, recently in boozers and stuff like that. I mean, no one flashing us this time.
I'm still not over that, you know. I still haven't recovered from that.
Yeah, nearly ruined me wedding. But yeah, I can't even remember what I was saying now. But yeah, I think I said this after the Tottenham game, I said it after a few other games this season, you know, the Brighton away one in particular, that I think we are just about big enough to referees to point us and go, look, we're giving these hard decisions against a club like Everton, but not quite big enough for them to not give the decisions against us. We're sort of in that, probably like where Wolves are and maybe Spurs as well, where you can get shafted a little bit. So here we are.
And the mad things about this decision yesterday was the decision was, even though it was a much harder decision to come to, it was made in a quicker time than the handball against Spurs.
Yeah, that's true.
Which took about 3 minutes, didn't it? This took about 1, because I was celebrating for the entire time, giving myself a headache. And how can he miss that penalty shout when the one at Brighton's given? Where Michael Keane, stands on his foot.
Yeah, completely accidentally.
It's bizarre.
That I think that is one of the things in footy that we'll look back in 10 years and go, I was that allowed, where you could just have a free hit at the striker. I think that's a shot. And it wasn't like the even the Keane one against Brighton you mentioned there. Like the ball goes out there. It's not like he's stopping him from getting the ball. The ball is long gone. Yeah. But here the ball wasn't there. It's still active, and Sigurdsson is down on his arse in that area because he gets taken out.
He's been clattered, to be fair.
So it's just a really. It could only happen to us, couldn't it?
It could, yeah.
It could only happen to us, and I think Mike Haslam on our post-match said yesterday, have a record for us. The first team to have an own goal disallowed by VAR. So stick it on the list of firsts on the website. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
First player banned for diving.
Yeah.
Yeah. First player this season to have a penalty awarded against us in that Brighton game for VAR.
Yeah, we'll be the first one to have a goal overruled as well.
I don't know about that one. I'm not sure about that one, but club of first. Stick it on the honours roll, lads. Yeah.
Definitely, it's got to be up there, hasn't it? Yeah. What about Ancelotti sending off? Did you see the clip of it?
Just
pure arrogance from the referee there.
That's the point I was going to make. Sorry, it was on Nuruddin Chowdhury of Joe at .co.uk should be the genius to put on this morning.
Yeah.
He's a Man United fan as well, but the arrogance and the contempt that he showed to Ancelotti,
bizarre, wasn't it?
It's not like he's in his face like going mental. He's just sort of saying, I'm not going anywhere, you've got to give me an explanation for this. Whereas 10 minutes prior, Fred effectively
actually ran into him,
bumped into him, and because the decision was given against him. Maguire was in his face the entire game. I again sound like I don't know anything here about footy, but I don't know if there's any. Is there a different rule for managers and players in that instance? Are players allowed to get in the referee's face more than the manager?
It's bizarre, isn't it?
Or is it just a case if there's a camera there, you've got an illustrious manager in front here, I'm going to make a name for myself a little bit.
It does smack at that a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. He looks like the sort of fella then who would always leave the door open on his way out of the room. You know what I mean? He'd come into like a room like when it's cold, there's a bit of a draft out, and he'd just sort of stride in without knocking.
Yeah.
He wouldn't knock on your door. You come straight in, leave the door open on your way out. He's that sort of fella.
And if you're right behind him, he'd let the door go in your face.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He definitely gets on the train before people have gone off.
Oh God, yeah, he does.
He's definitely him, isn't he?
And he stands on the left side of the escalator. 100%. I can't stand him.
No, he was awful the whole game.
Yeah, he was
bad. He made bad decisions for us.
An interesting comparison as well. He was the referee, I think, in the Origi derby.
Was he?
Yeah, he would let Klopp do cartwheels across the pitch with no recourse. Ancelotti strolls on. He walked so slowly over to him as well. It was quite menacing, the way he did it. It really was.
I wonder what was going to happen actually.
Yeah.
I was sort of expecting him to do like a really passive aggressive handshake on each of them, but fuck the hand.
Because it was mad, wasn't it? Because he just took an age to walk over.
He was fuming yesterday, wasn't he, Carlo? He was trying to get the United players as well in the first half, wasn't he? And Duncan had to restrain him. So
that's a great clip, that, isn't it?
So, we love a bit of that, I think, don't we?
But after the game, he was great again after the game, wasn't he? Because he was sort of dead magnanimous about it. He was like, not the first time, won't be the last.
Yeah. That's going to get memed, isn't it? Everyone's going to use that as a little video.
Well, it's better than the meme from last week when he just looked shocked after we conceded after 3 seconds of the second half. Positive points then to finish. Tom Davis grew into the game second half.
Yeah, he's great.
He was a bit wasteful first half, but second half, especially when Gomez started tiring, he really sort of upped his game and took control there.
He needs to do it regularly, doesn't he? We have this conversation with him like how many times, 2 or 3 times a season. We say this could be it now, but he's got to get the opportunities first and foremost. Snarden's going to be up the rest of the season now, isn't he?
Yeah.
I can't imagine us going to Chelsea and playing Gomez and Davis in midfield again. I think it's too lightweight, so he should get a chance in there, maybe with another midfielder. But yeah, he was good second half, but he needs to do 3 games, 5 games, 10 games. And so what Calvert-Lewin and Holgate's done effectively, where they're just automatic starters now. You sort of just go, but they're both sound, they're in the team.
Yeah.
So
Holgate sound again, and Calvert-Lewin probably his best game of the season, would you say?
Yeah.
It was complete, wasn't it?
It was like how he was playing towards the end of last season, where it was more like an all-round thing than sticking the ball in the back of the net and that's it. Because I think by virtue of Ancelotti's talents being in better positions, his all-round game has not been as prominent this season. I think that's probably fair to say. He's not running the channels as much. His hold-up play has not been utilised as much. But yesterday it was all there.
Some of the touches and everything. It was outrageous, wasn't it?
Like some of the passes lump forward, and he just completely killed them. And I think it was Paddy who made the point on the post-match show about how he was driving forward with the ball on the left-hand side and trying to take players on, that sort of thing as well. And that's not really his game, but it's indicative of the confidence he's got. He's turned into some player, and he's turned into a really good footballer.
He really is.
And you look, he goes to the start of the season, maybe 5-10 games in, everyone's saying we need the centre forward desperately. Look at it now, and you say Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Keane, under the surface there. Probably say it's the one area of the squad you look at and go, we're actually alright.
I know, it's mad, isn't it? The turnaround,
It's bizarre,
don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is what happened to Harry Kane at Spurs, wasn't he? He just popped one season and then did not look back.
It happened to Tammy Abraham, didn't it, to a degree at the start of the season, where I think these young players, especially young forwards, when they come into the team, unless you are truly special, I think there is an onus on you've got to work for the team, you've got to be a team player, you've got to put the hard yards in and do that sort of thing to impress the manager and probably impress your teammates as well a little bit. If you come into a team and top half of the Premier League and you just play between the width of the goalposts and you're not a special player, probably your teammates and your manager think, who does this kid think he is?
Definitely.
You've got to earn your dues. It's like anything, and I think he's he's played right wing back at times. He's played right wing. He was flogged under Aldice and Kuma up
Yeah, he
front,
was,
and
yeah.
you know the work he was had to do and all the like, doggy runs and that sort of thing. But you look at him now and he's mature. I thought he spoke really well after the game as well.
Yeah. There's that clip of him watching the VAR as well, isn't there?
And we've shown it to Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
We can never praise it anyway. That is a disaster. Oh my gosh. He's not even obstructing the line of sight.
That's his reaction.
But I think he's earned his dues now. He's earned the respect of his teammates. He's got the respect of his manager clearly, and the goals are following. I think that's 15 for the season, all competitions, or 16. So
I think it's 13 in the league, isn't it?
And we've got 12 games to go. Should be looking at getting to 20 goals.
Yeah. And then you've got your 20 goals a season striker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I mean, so despite the results, it bodes well, and we can go into the weekend with a little bit of confidence.
Yeah. It's good. I think it'll be interesting to see what team he picks. Because
It will be.
There's big decisions to make in regards to Gomez. Is he fit enough to play another long game again? Sigurdsson obviously had a pretty poor game again yesterday. Leighton Baines was fantastic. You know, I think he should probably keep his place regardless.
Probably should, yeah. Keane played well as well, actually.
Keane did play well. I think he'll probably keep his place. So maybe you're looking at it, you probably think it's the wide positions and one of the central midfielders where you'd say they're all sort of up for grabs a little bit. But it was shit what happened yesterday. You know, if that goes in, we're sat, you know, we're probably having a bevy now, aren't we?
Having a bevy now.
Doing this show, and we're thinking about getting fifth and maybe pushing off a fourth with Chelsea coming up the weekend. But it's one of them, innit? Everton.
Yeah. But you know, reasons to be cheerful, I suppose. We will preview the Chelsea game later on in the week. Got the usual stuff coming up on the Blue Room.
Yes.
On Patreon, we got
Patreon. We've
weekly,
got 11s.
weekly.
11s.
Oh, was that out this week?
11s is back this week, yeah. It was Mike the Ash's turn to host.
Lovely stuff.
So that was interesting. It's been recorded already. We've got Subs Weekly, which will be me, Mark Mosey, and the two lads from the American Toffee podcast.
Okay,
We're over at the weekend as well, so that's interesting. Weekly will be me, Dave, Paddy, Kickaballs. I'll be back on with Rob. Mailbag you're doing with Owen
and Hannah. At the minute, yeah.
Yeah, and me and you on Thursday.
That's right.
Tune in, subscribe, tell your mates, all that sort of thing.
Do all that. We'll see you for the Chelsea preview. Have a good week.